Hey guys, it's Jovi and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I hope you are all having an amazing day. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a little minute to get all up in here. Yes, we're moved our noon live to 4 p.m. today because I have a special guest today that I really want to have a discussion with, right? We're talking with Chelsea. Y'all all know who Chelsea is, all right? I'm gonna give her a moment to get up in here. But today we'll be talking with Chelsea to talk about millennials and dating, right? Listen, before we even go anywhere, I want to just reiterate that we're going to all be respectful in the chat, okay? This is not about any specific relationship, right? Or any specific relationship Chelsea has been in. We're talking about millennials, girls her age, girls she know, and why the dating choices that are being made, right? So I'm gonna drop this intro and then we gonna get on, I guess, with today's show or whatever. Happy hump day. Okay, guys. All right. So let me go to some of these. Just go. Hi, mommy. How are you? Hello, everybody. So listen, I'm gonna bring Chelsea in, and we're going to all say hello. All right. Hold up. Wait. Let me. Cause y'all know I be wilding out. Hold on. Oops. Add the stream. I'll be bugging. Hello. I gotta put headphones on. Hello, Chelsea. How you doing, girl?
Hi, Jovi. How are you?
Fine, working with these headphones or whatever, but I'm cute. I'm fine. You look cute.
We got a match, don't we?
So what's up, girl? I'm glad you were able to come and talk with us today, right? As you
Okay.
know, yeah, we talk a lot about celebrity news on here, but we really like to focus on relationships and learning examples from the trending topics, celebrity news, current events. And we all know you kind of been a current event. We don't want to get too specific into details because those details don't necessarily matter for this conversation, right? I really just want to discuss with you. You're in your 20s, right?
Yes, just had a birthday.
You're in your 20s. Shout out to you. So I want to discuss with you and people in your age, tell me about you, people in your age group, and what the hell is up with these men, these decisions. Like, where has the provider mentality gone? Like, we need to talk. So here we are.
Definitely, definitely. Um,
So introduce yourself first, if you
Hi, my
got.
name is Chelsea-Alana. I am an author as well as a social media specialist and manager. I work for various companies, brick and mortar, mom and pop shops, and a few YouTubers you might have heard.
A
Might have
couple.
heard of them. I don't know. But yeah, I've been doing social media management for the past 6 years. And so that's pretty much my steez. I also, just started my YouTube and I pretty much talk about how to create passive income on social media with a small niche or a small audience or following. And that's pretty much my the direction that I head in. Thank you for the birthday wishes.
Yes.
Um, so I want to kind of talk about, I guess, my upbringing. My parents,
Let's start there. Yeah.
yeah,
How
and
were
so
you
things that
raised?
I saw in my household.
Uh-huh.
My parents have been married for 28 years. My
Okay.
Yeah. So my father, he's actually from Brooklyn. He's from Gates
Where are
Avenue.
you from? Hold up. They keep telling me you from New York, girl. Where you from? Because I'm from
What?
Brooklyn.
I'm from Westchester.
Okay. All
As
right.
far as the White Plains area, that's where I'm from. But my
Okay.
father's from Brooklyn. He's from Gates Avenue, born and
Okay.
raised.
The
hmm
style all day.
my mother's from the Bronx, so that's why sometimes the accent comes in and out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Understand.
So my parents have been married for 28 years. Um, they both come from single family households, and
Okay.
they bonded through. I mean, they don't like it when I say it, but I'll be like, y'all bonded through trauma. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And
That's
I think
real.
that's what I think made their marriage so strong and lasted as long as they did, because
Mm-hmm.
even during the fights and things like that, they were so, I guess, focused on having that family unit that they never had, and making sure
Okay.
that
I
I had that.
understand. Yeah.
That's what bonded them. And so my father has had the same job for 30 years. Um, and so he was always a provider, as well as my mother worked here and there, what so have you. So I find that important because, like you
I
said, these
find
past,
that very important. That's
so these
very important.
yeah, so these past couple weeks, especially as women, when we're having issues or friction when it comes to relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not just talking about like recently, like,
Yeah.
I dated long term in the past, and this is something that I've been battling with on why it's so hard to find a good man. I kind of, people think that daddy issues is when your father is absent,
Nah, not necessarily.
and you can have a present father and still have those
Uh-huh.
daddy issues. And
Yep.
I had to take time to reflect as to what's not clicking in me,
Okay.
that I'm
Okay.
applying certain attributes
Mm-hmm.
that I see in my father to other men, and thinking that eventually they will be what he is. Like I
Yeah.
said, my father's from Brooklyn, and Gates Avenue is projects. So
Girl, Gate, let me just say, Gates is the 80s of the star. Just so y'all know. And in the 80s, girl, I don't even know what it was.
you know what I'm saying? So
Now, Gates is the 80s of the star. Just so you know. That's just what it is.
my father wasn't like a street guy. He wasn't selling drugs. He wasn't shooting
Mm-hmm.
people up, but he had those
He grew
kind of
up in that.
yeah, he
Yeah.
had a little bit of
He grew up in
roughness.
the hood. Yeah.
And so I tend to take those little attributes, and I'm like, and he's a Leo and everything, so he's not as soft or gentle. And when he speaks to me, it's not like sweetie. And
Yeah.
my dad, nigga, is you dumb? Like, like that's how. And it wasn't looked at as somebody looking down on me, or I didn't.
You didn't
The way
see it
he
that way
spoke to me,
because your dad spoke to you like that. So to
yes,
you, that's how men communicate.
exactly. And of course, my dad never called my mother out her name. He never called me out my name. And so the little roughness or the lack of, I guess, compassion and conversation when I would deal with men or whatever, it wasn't like a, clutch pearls type of situation.
Okay.
It was just like, he from the hood, he gonna talk like that. He's not as, sensitive, or not as, emotionally inclined.
Mature.
Yeah. So when we talk about why women deal with these new age feminine men, it's kind of like we're all going through a generational switch. I would
Okay.
love, I would love a man who's a little older, who still has that mentality like my father has, but that's kind of creepy. You know what I mean? But
I know.
it's just like there's a new generational switch where there is that gender fluidity, there is that space, which is not always wrong. There is a space for men to be more relaxed, and more, I guess, tapping into a feminine, type of situation.
Mhm.
So what is happening, I feel like, in my generation with the women that I'm friends with, we're
Yeah.
having to battle, because me and all my friends default are we all come from the same neighborhood, so all of our parents are married, whether they got a
Yeah.
divorce or whatever. They're
They
married.
were married at least
They
one
were
point. At one
married
point.
at one point. It
Mhm.
ain't no two parent household.
Yeah.
We was like this.
Mhm.
So we're having to battle wanting men like our fathers, but having to kind of find that in the middle of dangly earrings and the flashy clothes, and you a sassy bitch on Instagram just like me, but still trying to respect your masculinity. Like, it's a very, very difficult and awkward time for women like
I feel like that's awkward as hell. I feel like it's a battle between who is who is more feminine.
yeah.
I
Like,
feel like
you like going to the spa with your boyfriend and we both getting our nails and our
no, I
facials.
don't. No, mm-mm,
You don't?
mm-mm. No. I went to the nail salon with my boyfriend one time. It was his birthday, and he could get our feet done. And he needed me to go so he could feel comfortable sitting there. But he a man. He don't do all of that pretty shit. So I don't no. I don't like men like that.
You don't like
I
it?
no. Mm-mm. I like to be personally, and maybe that's also a generational situation. I like a man that is definite in his manhood. I grew up in metrosexuality came out in my 20s. So I was
Mm-hmm.
already mature, and the guys that I knew, they were already one type of way, again, from my generation, before they started going and getting primped and nails done and all of this moisturization stuff.
You don't want him walking around ass.
No, not ashy. No, not ashy, but like really, like I bought my dude his first like I can't even pronounce the shit. He don't know nothing about this. He about $5 fucking lotion. I don't want no dude who has. I don't want no Kevin Samuel ass nigga who has more Louis Vuitton than me, and I have a lot.
And I don't know, maybe that is like a generational thing, and it is at a point where if I was to say that and be like, I want to rough da 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 da. I'm the pick me. I'm mansplaining. I'm man identified. I'm da, 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 da. And it's there's so
I
many
don't
different
think that's
levels.
not. Well, maybe that's not the definition of a pick me though. The definition of a pick me is just, these men are they just decided they want to be feminine, so now we have to adjust to match their shit. When when you live in your femininity, you are who you are, and it's going to attract, because no, it's not a lot of them. It's a lot of fuck boys, it's a lot of feminine men, it's a lot of whatever. But when you live in your shit and say, okay, I hear you, it's a lot of men out here who think they little Uzi or whatever and want to be the bad bitch, but I'm the bad bitch, so we both can't be the bad bitch. Sooner or later, one of those men who are just like, I'm just a man, that's just what it is gonna show up. No, y'all don't, or y'all just don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't know, because there was a woman that was on the neighborhood talk where she was kind of, I don't know if you've seen the video, where she was kind of like, and she's like, everyone else is getting married, everyone else is having children, and I'm approaching 30 and I haven't found that yet. And it's like, as a woman, you don't want to keep running your body count up, but you don't want to be so close that you're wasting 2-3 years of time that you could be trying to find somebody. Because I'm very family oriented. There's nothing more that I would want right now than to have a daughter. I cry to my mom all the time on the phone. Like, girl, I don't really want to do the whole pushing and I don't want to do all that, but I want somebody to need me. I want somebody to give to my grandmother. I want somebody pick up your damn child. She's acting like you. I want somebody to kiss love, but it's like I don't want to do that with the wrong, and it's so
with
hard.
The wrong man. Yeah.
And you be going through the maze, and you be like, I'm almost at the end. I'm thinking, and then boom, you hit a dead end. And it is very discouraging, and it is heartbreaking. And people be thinking that, oh, it's heartbreaking because it's him. No, nigga,
it's heartbreaking. Period.
It's 10 years I wasted. That's a year I wasted. So another year I gotta go by, and another year, and another year, and another year, and you're just like, when does it end? Because in our generation, homegirl, my grandmama and them was married and out the door at 16.
Girl, I got married at 24, child, but I got divorced at 29. So I don't know what to tell you. I would have,
But even that,
honestly, I would have hoped to, I think 32, 3-ish is ideal for marriage. At 24, I was not ready to be married. I'm gonna be honest. I was out in these, not out in the street, but I wanted to be out in these streets. I didn't want it.
To be truthful, everybody's like, "Oh, you could still have that in 30." But here's what
You can.
I still have a plan for myself. So the reason why I want it in my 20s is because when you're in your 20s, you could drop your baby at your grandmama's house and nobody looks at you like, "Girl, you too damn old to be," you know what I mean? I don't want to be in my 30s and 40s going to PTA meetings and stuff like that, and kindergarten, preschool applications and shit, because I have goals by 40, by 50. And even though I want to raise, I want to start a legacy, I don't.
So wait, do you want a family or you just want a baby? Let's be like,
I do want a family, but I want it, and this is just me being, idealist kind of. I want my family at this time because I'm young enough to make the mistakes, learn it, move on. When I'm in my 30s and my 40s, I'm not trying to make no mistakes. I'm trying to build it. So when I'm in my 50s and 60s, I'm laid back. All the investments, all the decisions I made in my 30s and 40s. Now I'm just laid back for another, all these damn pills and tubes that they want you to live until you're 150 now. So it's like, by 30 and 40, I'm setting myself up for the rest of my life. So I want it in my 20s so I can get it all out the way. He can learn how to wipe himself, and you already in the motion of going to school, and you eating the Pop-Tarts and stuff like that, and mommy is busting it. Like, you know what I mean?
Mommy making it happen. No, I understand that, because I feel like I am at a great age to have a 12-year-old right now. Like, by the time she soon be out of here, and I'm like, I'm chilling. I didn't have her too early, because I think it's weird when people they waste their youth and have babies too early. And I also didn't have her too late. So I understand. But do you think, like, wanting to have a baby and a family or whatever, and so focused on, and don't get me wrong, I've had a plan. Child, I will plan your life if you let. I'm like that. I'm weird like that, but I've had to learn in my age and and just life that everything ain't gonna fucking go to plan, right? I followed my plan. I got married, I finished college, then I had my baby, I followed the plan, but it doesn't always work out. So do we think that maybe the following of the plan, and so focused on the plan and getting that to happen, that we're missing this other stuff that's happening? Yeah, we were talking about the Tinder swindler. We were talking about the Tinder swindler, and everything. When I'm looking at the Tinder swindler, my first thought is like, it's a lot happening right now. Like, you just meet this guy, and it's a lot happening right now. Like, his thing might have been danger, but from what I gather, and again, we don't want to get too much into a specific situation, but it's, my life is falling apart. I need your assistance. I need, are we missing those things for the?
I'll tell you what happened. Okay, let me tell you what happened. So another thing that a lot of these men these days that I'm noticing, and I'm just now noticing it like a couple weeks ago, I'm noticing that they have now fully adapted the how do I say this without me having to re-explain myself 3 months from now? Some men nowadays in this generation have adapted the save me because I'm a black man and that's what you're supposed to do mentality.
Okay, yeah.
And it's very hard for me as a young woman coming up, it's very hard, and I'm admitting this, I'm being honest and being vulnerable, it's very hard for me to decipher when to jump in and save the black man and when to let the black man figure it out for himself. So when we're talking about what's happening with the Tinder swindler, everybody's like, I ain't gonna send her 40,000. I ain't gonna send nobody 40,000. Of course, 40,000 is insane. But when you have a man who's putting on a lifestyle or who's blatantly lying to you. Like I'm talking about lying, like you didn't ask him a question and he's lying.
Yeah.
And you have no other reference because it's like, I'm the type of person, I grew up, if you lie to somebody, it's because you're scared of them.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie to you because I'm not scared of you. So it's like you lie to
So
your
you
parents.
just assume he wouldn't lie to you because he not scared of you.
I'm just assuming that you don't gotta lie to me because who am I? I don't want to curse, but who am I? The thing is, like, I think about that all the time. I'm not gonna lie to anybody because who are you for me to lie to you? And so a lot of men in this generation, they are living that Instagram life. You know what I'm saying? They are living not to the extent of Aston Martins and private jets, but they are buying the fake chains and the fake watches and the fake belts because they want to keep up with the rappers.
With the Joneses.
Yeah. And so as a woman, you coming in, he's making it seem like he has it all together. And so it may not be $40,000 that he's asking for. It may be $500, $1,500, and you thinking in your head, okay, oh my God. The same situation that happened with the Tinder swindler, I could fully identify, I could understand why somebody would go that route. Because if somebody is putting that anxiety and if you don't help me,
it's manipulation. I 100%. I know it. I get it. And I watch it happen and I see it happen all the time. But like my mama said, even with the lying thing, it's like, well, why? You can't expect everybody to be like you. Especially people, like you say, your parents come from the hood, but they made it somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't necessarily raised in a struggle situation. And these struggle ass Negroes.
I know that now, and so this whole situation has been an eye opener. Everyone's trying to act like this.
So can I ask what kind of guys you dated before? I want to have an idea of your what you was doing before. I heard you dated a guy who had 2 restaurants, and I said, "What the hell she doing with with somebody who doesn't have 2 pots to piss in? What's happening here?"
With that,
and wait, hold up, and before I forget, like you said it before. You said, "Who am I?" You are somebody. You may not you may not comprehend it, you may not fully get it, because the world tell us that we're not. And like our value come from these trash ass niggas, when no, their value come from us. Continue. I just needed to say that before I forgot.
Comes from us, their car note comes from us. Shit.
But you know what? But I understand. When I lived in Atlanta for 2 years, and I swear to you, every guy that I even attempted to date told me about the car note and the house note that some girl from Atlanta was paying. Not me, because I don't do no shit like that. Or the money he gonna get from this girl to give to me. No. How that work? It's weird.
Yeah. So previous to this, I was in a relationship for 8 years. So we were high school kids growing into adulthood. And he does have a really great restaurant. He cursed me out the other day, so I would shout it out, but no, I'm not. I mean, when I go back to New York, I'm gonna call his cousin to ask to bring me a plate out through the back, so his sister don't jump. But he was just like everybody. And girl, I even had this conversation with Kevin Samuels. Everybody like, oh, go back to him. No, he wasn't.
Don't go back to him. I'm not asking you. I'm not saying that to say go back to him. I ain't saying that at all. But I just want to know.
The financial stability, if I needed it, it was there. But the emotion and the planning for the future, he wasn't that. And I felt like during our relationship, he was one of those dudes, like, he'll sit on a block until 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and that was good for him. And that's nothing bad.
That's not.
You know what I mean? He wasn't doing nothing bad. He enjoyed his family. He enjoyed his friends. He enjoyed his community. He loves, anybody who knows him knows
he's a ghetto superstar.
Yeah, he loves where he's from. And it's not always wrong because he's not getting into trouble. He's not knocking people over. He has a legitimate business, so he just loves where. But it's like, if you go on my Instagram, I'm always traveling. So it's like when I got to that point where I'm like, I don't want to do Miami no more. I don't want to do Cali. I want to start. It was kind of like I had to twist his arm. He's like, all right, whatever. He didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, we're going out to different restaurants and different.
He want to go to Applebee's. You trying to go to Brooklyn Chop House? He want to go to Applebee's.
And the thing was like, there were times where he would give a little, and he would do those things where he would take me places that he knows I would like, but I knew in his heart it wasn't what he.
Yeah.
And then it started making me feel like you nagging. You know how you in a relationship, you be like, and you be sitting there and you know you got something to say, but in the back of your mind, you tired of being a nagging bitch. Like you're nagging.
Tired of being like, I'm tired of having to say this shit.
I was tired of myself. Shit. And I was like, do you think I like yelling at you? I don't like yelling at you. I really don't. I wish I could shut the hell up. I'll be talking and thinking to myself, girl, shut up. So it got to that point where I was just like, I can't keep telling you this is the step we're taking. This is the step we're taking. This is because it's like I'm dragging you along, and this is not what you really want. There's nothing wrong with his life. He's not gonna fail. He's not gonna be he's still gonna succeed. It's just not in that avenue, and that's not what he wants to do.
I have two different goals, lifestyle goals.
Exactly. And I had one other boyfriend from like high school, and he's a nurse.
I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. So it wasn't like I had a long history to go for.
So you never really like dated like that. Like
I didn't even like
in between
years.
Like since him, like literally, you went from him to this last situation. Girl, you need to go.
When we broke up, you know, we still going back and forth. You know, when I'm telling him like, you know, we're just gonna be friends. He's on the phone telling me like this is months prior. He's like, Chelsea, I want to let you know something. I'm like, what? He was like, you tend to believe what people say to you, and there's gonna come a point where you're gonna meet a man, and I'm gonna be able to tell you like this ain't it. I'm like, look at you know how they always be like, you'll never find another one like me. All these dudes out here, and it's like everything he warned me about happened. So when I called him, I was like, why you ain't tell me there's boys out here like this? He was like, I tried to tell you this is what was going on in the street, because I don't go to the clubs. Me and all my homegirls, we brunch, spa, resort type of girls, and that's not like a money thing. That's just what we invest our time in. We're not bottle club girls. We not hanging on the street while they playing dice type girls. So even the situations that they're in, we're like coming into it and we're like, what the is going? We see the stuff on Twitter, we see the memes on Instagram, and we think that, oh, it's crazy over there in the streets. And you don't really believe it until you in it. And you go, this is y'all out here doing? Like
that's what they out here doing, girl.
And people are like, oh, she's too old to not understand. She's too old to not have caught those cues or those like red flags or whatever. But I'm like, bro, I kid you not. I never thought in the history of life a 30-year-old man would sit here and do this and lie and act.
Girl, they doing it at 40 and 50, girl. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, how this girl fall for this game when she from New York? But now you say you from Westchester, so I
don't like that. Don't like that.
I was like, what the hell?
Jovi, you know I'm half Brooklynese. Don't do me like that.
No.
But I'm telling you, it was a whole like, you couldn't even, Tyler Perry couldn't have wrote it better. Like, it was insane.
So what have you learned? What have you learned? What are your, do you have criteria? What are your new criteria? Did you have them before? Because we at the beginning of the year, we made a list of the top 10 things. The girls added like 2 more, but like the top things that, you know, we look for in a relationship. Like, what are you? Just give me your top 3. What are your top 3?
Honestly,
no pressure.
After this whole situation, girl, I was just like, nah. So I never looked for a man. It was never. I was after my breakup. I was
Mm-hmm.
traveling with my friends. I was doing whatever. So it was never. I've never been the type to look for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm like, nah. Especially when I saw the reaction of everyone else, and like you said, so it made me look at me a little different, because I was just like, maybe I am undervaluing myself, or maybe I'm
You
not
are.
taking
I
my
need. Let me say that you are. Okay.
yeah. So right now I don't have a criteria, because right now it's a no for me.
It's a no.
It's,
Okay.
we're
You need
taking
a
this.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I'm not looking for nothing. I don't want, leave me alone. Leave me now over there. We not doing no more face to face. We not doing no more FaceTime. You contacting me through emails. If you find my Instagram, blog. We're not doing that anymore, because when you're doing stuff like this,
Yes, I don't
um,
date people online. That's just a rule. That's enough. And I think, especially, I did marketing before. That's what I
mhm.
did. I did PR. I did marketing before. I can't deal with. It's too close to home, and you don't know if it's genuine, right?
So
If they trying to get up, they trying to get up. They want to get up and, oh, she's a YouTuber. The fuck, or they want to get up and Chelsea blows people up on social media. You know?
and at the time I didn't realize it, and I had to really apologize to Tasha, because I always thought like I'm not big enough for anybody to use me. Like I always felt like you can't. I only got like 30,000 on Instagram, whatever. You can't use me, and I'm not the type of person. If you go to my social, I don't post a lot of private moments. I might post a meme. I'm always
Mm-hmm.
gonna post the food, because I used to be fat. I want y'all to know how I'm eating, and so that's about it. So I was like, there's nobody who could use, but it's like now I could see how quickly someone can use me to get to other people, or use me to get to other people that I'm associated with, which
No, or
is
just use you for you. I hear you 100%. Yes,
mhm.
use you to get to TK. Use you to whatever. But I need you to focus when I say use you for you, because you have talent and skill and mad value. You too. That's what
Mhm.
we need to clear up right now. You too. Not just using you to get to a Tasha K or to get to or wherever. You just went through your resume, man.
Yeah, so uh, yeah, hey, we taking a break. This is this
We taking a
year.
break.
We're taking a break. We're taking a cleanse. We're taking
Okay.
some Palo Santo, and we are clearing all this out.
Okay. All
So
right.
yeah.
So what is up for Chelsea this year
Well,
besides
thank
avoiding these trash ass niggas?
thank you for the commentary, honey. She done got monetized on YouTube, 500,000 impressions. So what she's gonna do is she's gonna do what she should have been doing during these past 8 weeks, and she's gonna promote my services. A lot of people, especially smaller
I'm
YouTubers,
coming for your services. Side note, just give me like a week.
yeah, there are a lot of YouTubers. There are a lot of passive income out here. And, we're in that. They're saying, I saw an article not too long ago that we're in the era of resignation.
Okay.
We're in the era of resignation, meaning that you don't need to clock in
For
a nine
nobody.
to five. Clock in a 9 to 5 so you can get your health care and stuff like that and everything like that, and your benefits. But you don't need to clock in a 9 to 5 to make a McDonald's salary.
Yeah.
I made $56,000 on Instagram alone last year. Like I said, I only had 30,000 followers. $56,000 is not a lot to some people, but there are some
But to
people
some people, that's their whole income.
that's their
That's
whole.
more than their whole income.
So imagine you having that passive income to line your bank account, or to line your IRA, your Roth account, or to even fund a vacation or keep for an emergency. that makes you, people say money can't buy happiness, but that financial freedom and that financial stability
yeah,
is like a breath of fresh air. And I feel like now, because of the whole Panasonic, people are realizing what's important.
yes, they are.
I was somewhere I didn't want to be, with people I didn't want to hang out with for 40 hours because I was scared to death they was going to turn my lights off.
Yep, I've been there, girl.
And that is not healthy. That's not a healthy feeling. So I do want to teach women, especially Black women, especially. I'm not telling people quit their jobs or whatever. I'm telling you, what you do on social media, those comments, those likes, those tags, you'll go to Louis, like you said, you'll go to Louis Vuitton for your birthday and buy a $1,200 bag. And you'll tag, we can see the LV on it, but you will tag Louis Vuitton as if Louis Vuitton is paying you. But you can get a brand deal with Shein, and you can wear your little Shein bag, and they pay you the same $1,200 that you would have spent at Louis Vuitton.
Yeah,
Fashion Nova will pay you the same, and Boohoo will pay you the same, and I could teach you how to maneuver that, how to negotiate your pricing and things like that, and where and what avenues to use to reach out to those brands. You know,
I heard you were good. I ain't gonna hold you. I have a YouTuber homie. I don't know if you know who she is. She's not in this sector at all. She's regular smuggle. You know, she don't like to smoke. She don't like to smoke. You know who I'm talking about. And she told me she did her consultation with you, and you were freaking amazing. She went on one. I sent her the information when I saw you posted it, and she was like, "I'm about to do it, Jovi," and I'm like, "Do it." And she was like, she has a lot, you know, she was like, you helped her even see her value. That's what I'm saying. Like, our value, this is what we do here. Here, this is what you should be doing. This is what, you know, like, you, it's so much value in you. In you.
This year we're gonna run it up, and definitely now I know who you're talking about. And it's just like little things like that. Like, I was even gonna give an example. Wiley get on my last nerve sometimes. He do. But it's like, I was telling Wiley.
I love Wiley. He get on my nerves. He just
I like that outfit he had on the other day. I hope he sticks with that. I know H&M had a sale, so I hope he sticks. That's the outfit he gave me. That was cute. But I was annoyed while I'm like, yo, you only getting 4, 5, 6,000 likes. And I'm telling, I reached out to Wiley. I'm like, Wiley, why are you not securing brands? I already know that you're getting paid X, Y, and Z from YouTube, and people think that you get on YouTube, you get all this money or whatever. I'm like, there's more money that you could be making, and you already on a fucking live for 6, 7 hours, so you might as well have those moments where you have a brand sponsorship. And I'm like, even if they're not reaching out to you, I could teach you how to reach out to those people.
To them, yeah.
Exactly. And there's a lot of YouTubers, like your friend suggested. I gave her a suggestion on what she should be doing, and she did it. In the following week, she got inquiry.
Yes. I was like, what the fuck? You know, I was doxxed, girl. I had to spend a whole bunch of money on everything. But I told her when she did it, I said, girl, next week I'm getting Chelsea. I said, next week.
Yeah, and so I'm like, there's so many opportunities where, especially now, we're living in a time where everybody's like, oh, capitalism is so bad. I'm like, no, you have to see what they're doing.
You have to.
Before, if you worked at a retail store, if you worked at a Foot Locker, there's a non-compete that you sign as an employee. So that means you can't go work at Foot Action, you can't go work at Uggs, you can't go do this. But now on social media, you could work for as many companies that you want all the same time. And if they wanna put you in a non-compete, they gotta pay.
They're gonna have to pay.
You can talk to them and say, look, the brand that you think is in competition with you, they're paying me this, you're paying me this. So if you don't want me to promote them, you got to pay me more than that on top of what you already offered me. And I'm like, these brands, no matter, you don't need 1 million subscribers, you don't need 100,000 subscribers. You know, people with under 50,000 subscribers, you're the best niche to have because your demographic is smaller, so it's easy to manipulate. And I'm not talking about, like, you know, making people buy.
No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
it's easy for you to know exactly who the target is.
Who I'm talking to. Like, when I speak to people, I know exactly I know my ladies and fully.
Exactly. And so I'm telling people, like, don't waste your time doing doing ridiculousness online. And you'll see those people online who, instead of doing their work, they're too busy in other people's job. It's fun to be in the beef sector. I mean, it ain't fun when you the topic of the beef sector, but it's fun to be in. It's a little bit
the beef sector a little bit. That's why I said I'm gonna jump in here a little bit, but I need to keep it focused on the relationships. I'm gonna jump my ass back out.
Exactly. You always have to keep your brand in mind and think that, okay, this might be funny for likes and comments, but if Nike or if whoever sees this, is this going to be attractive to them? Are they going to think like, one week, there's so many times where people are on the table to be considered for, brands go through quarterly. So they usually pick the influencers that they're going to work with 2 quarters before. So that means 6 months before you get an email, they're already thinking.
They're already planted. Yeah.
So when you get on live and you do types of stupid stuff, and they're like, okay, it's been 6 months. Let's go hit up Jovi Beauty. We're on Jovi Beauty.
And I'm fighting with freaking.
Stupid. You trying to have the last word. You trying to be the funniest. You trying to be the shadiest. Yeah. And you getting yourself out of a bag by just trying to entertain people. And you doing it for $600. Little do you know, they was gonna pay you $6,000 for a 6-month contract.
Yep.
Because they liked how when they first reached out to you, you were clean, you stuck to your demographic, you were consistent, and then you got sucked into the stupidity. And now you're done. Now you got to continue doing 6-hour lives on the stupidity.
I can't do it.
So definitely, when you're ready, girl, when you're ready.
Next week, girl. Next week. Last week was hard for me, child. It was saucy over here. Next week, guys, if y'all have any questions for Chelsea, please drop them in the comments. I'm trying to think. Do you have anything else? I'm trying to think of any questions I have. Any more questions? Her services. Tell them how much your services are, because they want to know.
So I have a mentorship program, and I don't want to do my mentorship program for $500 a month.
$550, girl. It was $550. Get it together.
Yeah. And it's just like, I'm the type of person, I know what it's like to spend money to learn something from somebody. And then when you don't make that money back, it's not like they cheat you, but it's hard. So I have my mentorship broken up to an hour and 2 hours. It's $100 for the hour. Now, I always recommend people do not book me every week. Please don't book me every week. But I tell them, book me when something happens or when you need help. So that's a monthly. So it's $100 a month. You got me for an hour. I'm not sending you a pre-made PowerPoint that I sent out to 100 people that have nothing to do with you. Like your friend, her niche was very different from a celebrity commentary.
Yeah,
her niche was very different. From beauty or hair. So why would I send you a PowerPoint? On a niche that's how I work with people. So you tell me your niche, you tell me your social media, and we're on that together. I share my screen as this is how we're looking at it as a brand. I've worked for brands looking for influencers. So I know what they're looking for. I know what they want. And of course, I worked on the other side where I know what it takes to maintain a healthy income for a growing brand. And so my services is $100 for an hour. We go through your stuff one-on-one together, depending on your niche or depending on what you're trying to accomplish. I give you the tools. If you're a struggling YouTuber and you want to know what editing equipment to use, what video tag, how to find video tags and things like that, we'll walk that through together. If you're an influencer on Instagram and you want brand deals, I have something for that as well. If you're looking to set up for a business and you don't know whether or not to use Facebook, or you're setting up your Facebook and things like that, those are the things we work through together, specifically tailored to what your needs are and what your niche is.
Okay, dope. Well, yeah. So it's an hour. You said it's $100 for an hour, and it's like what for 2? Because I know I was planning on 2.
2 hours, and I use the first one. Do not book me for 2 hours because it's like most likely seriously, because the 2 hours segment That's for people I've already set up. So when
Okay.
we have that one-on-one hour, because what I want you to do, I want you to set it up so you could see what is working, what's not working. And then
then
if
we'll
you want
go
to
from there.
yeah, if you want to book a 2-hour session after, now we have something to work with. Now we have something to move with because you already set it up successfully. There's so many times people will tell me, oh, I want to be an influencer. I want to do this or that. But you don't have your creative profile. You don't have your creative creator profile on Instagram. You have it listed as a business, or you have it listed as a shop or something like that. Or you want to start a YouTube channel or what so have you, but your tags and your analytics. So the first one I always recommend, just do the 1 hour so we can make sure everything is lined up the way it's supposed to be. You have a month to continue your content, and then the next month we'll go from there to see how we can improve and what we can accomplish moving forward.
Okay, awesome. Sorry, I'm literally trying to get one of my girls to drop your website information.
Yes,
Sorry, that's what I was doing in the background.
it's Passions to Profit. Hold on, let me see if I can drop it.
One of y'all drop it. Don't you worry about it. They'll do it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll just deal with the comments. Yes, Chelsea also has a YouTube channel. Ladies, somebody dropped Chelsea's YouTube link and also drop her website link. Thank you so much. DC says, an autistic mom, there has to be something out of there for me specifically because my son. So would you be able to help a creator like DC? I would think so, because like I said, my friend who is also another YouTuber, her niche is very, very, very specific.
Hold on a second. As an autistic mom, there has to be something out there for me, especially because my son is an adult, Black, showing their autistic, especially kids. I mean, honestly,
she does vlogs and stuff for her son is autistic. So basically, she does Black autistic children vlogs.
So
and
definitely
maneuver that, you know.
And so again, this is something that we could talk that I would talk to her in the email prior to her purchasing the mentorship. I would talk to her, okay, what are your goals? Are you looking to reach a bigger audience? Are you looking for deals? Are you looking for collaborations? Because that's something new to me. That's a niche that's new to me. So I like to make sure that I have the tools, I have the skill set.
You're gonna do your research.
Yeah, before that. So that I would need to ask more questions as to what is her ideal outcome.
Okay. All right. Just 1 second. Denise, thank you so much, Denise, for the $20 Cash App. And I got a Cash App earlier today. And I want to just say, just really fast, because I like to shout out my people, you know. I couldn't do it without y'all. Cynthia, darling, Cynthia, thank you so much for your $5, ma'am. Everything counts. You're dope. Okay. She said, Chelsea, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Half of them already said they're subs. They said you're smart for your age, and I think I really want, and I think that's really why we try to reach out to the girls who are in their 20s, because I don't know where the disconnect is. Because I keep saying, like, you're freaking amazing, and honestly, you should probably charge more than 100. I say do that after I get my book. But you're amazing, right? And your value is tied up into you and what you think about you, right? So when we think that our value is tied up in, again, even in Tasha K, cool, great, probably is a great mentor to you. Your value ain't necessarily even tied up in her, because you could do what you're gonna do regardless. You was doing what you was doing before. If whatever ever clever occurs, you're gonna continue to do what you need to do. You're gonna make these things happen. Your value is you. You did this shit.
Thank you.
You got here all by yourself. You didn't need none of these niggas to pull that shit off. And none of them niggas should be allowed to be able to drag you down unless they lifting you up. No.
Ain't give me nothing but Bubblegum and
Nothing
headaches.
but stress, nothing but what I love to say all the time over here. I don't know, but I always say big dick and bubble gum. You don't need it.
That's all it was, honey.
You don't need it's not even, and I get it, and I comprehend the fact that who your father is, even though he's a great dad to you, but how he comes off, we're attracted to men like our fathers.
Yeah.
That's just it.
He
We're
called me
attracted to
about
men
this
like our
too.
fathers.
He would talk about
He gonna
anything.
tell you about you. He gonna cuss you out and tell you all about you.
He called me. He was like, something going on. I said, no. He's like, you want to talk? I said, no. He's like, well, nigga, you know where to hit me. I said, I do. I was so embarrassed.
My dad called me yesterday. Was like, oh, because I had to change my number. He's like, okay, you got a new number. Oh, he waiting for me to say it. I ain't say it yet, boy. I already know you know.
And parents, they know stuff, and I had to have a conversation with my mother yesterday because my mother is getting harassing phone calls about this situation also.
I'm
and
sorry.
I was just like,
oh my god.
And so she was just like, and my parents, they know how I am. Like, they know how I am. I'm the type of person, I take responsibility. I don't need to say it publicly, but no matter what happens, I'm gonna take it on the chin every time. So I'm not there. Sometimes I fell off my bike and I knew I wasn't supposed to be outside, and there's blood dripping on my leg. I'll put on some sweatpants and I'll lay in that bed and act like I wasn't hurt. And my parents know that, so they ain't gonna call me like, oh, what? I heard it. My mama called me. She said, do you need help? I said, I got it covered. I'm dealing with it. She said, you want to talk about it? I said, I got it covered. I'm dealing with it. She said, well, so tell me how Deacon Anderson told me. I was like, it kept it moving.
Because she know you can hold it down, and your parents see how strong we are even before we are able to see it. Our parents know who they raised. My kid all the time, she's in 7th grade, and she tell me all the time, Mom, you want so much from me. And I tell her all the time, if I didn't think she could do it, I'd let her be average. If I didn't think she could put, and that's real rap. That's parents. When we see you we see you clearer than you can ever see yourself.
And so, especially now that I'm adult and I'm getting ready to approach 30, it's at a point where the decisions I make, whether it was a fault of my own, I'm not going to drag people in it and try to. No, I just got to move forward, take it on the chin, keep it pushing, and just know, okay, we not going to do that again.
Business owners, Chelsea. Business owners that have nothing to do with entertainment.
That's what's hot. Everybody keeps saying that, and I'm just
business owners in Atlanta. Girl, I told you I lived in Atlanta for. I ain't gonna tell all my business. I lived in Atlanta for like 2 years. Business owners who own shit.
I'm a definitely next year. We'll
next year.
Next year we'll revisit that. But right now y'all take up my time. So can't nobody
we'll take up your time. So they want to know. Panda said, well, if there was one step that we could take right now to monetize our social media, etc., what would it be? Finding our niche?
Definitely finding your niche is always the first step to starting it. But there are a lot of programs on Facebook. This is where y'all gotta talk. Y'all, I know everybody's off of Facebook because that's where the aunties and the grannies are. But establishing your brand on Facebook is the best step to monetizing on Instagram and not TikTok, but Instagram and Twitter and all that other stuff, because Facebook and the metaverse, they're buying them up.
Yeah.
And Instagram has a lot of programs that they're giving out where they're doing bonuses. They're paying, like I do reels on Instagram. Instagram pays me for my reels every month. They pay me when I go live. They pay me when I tag affiliate links. They're paying me to link a store. And it's not that much. I'm getting probably like $200-$300 a month or whatever. However,
something.
Yeah, the best thing is to make sure that you are clearly identifying your niche on Facebook and on Instagram. So that way the bonuses or the monetized opportunities, that they have are going to be given to you. YouTube has a threshold, which means you have to reach over 4,000 watch hours.
Yeah.
You have to have a certain amount of subscribers.
Yeah.
So that's a little harder to work towards. Whereas Instagram, there is no threshold. They do pick and choose how much. Like I know a person with an Instagram that has over 300,000 followers. We're both getting paid for the same thing. She's getting paid 8,000. I'm getting paid 800.
Okay.
So they will base your money threshold off of your following. However, it doesn't matter your following as long as you have good engagement and you're very clear in your niche and Instagram is looking for that. That's the best way to monetize.
Awesome. Where are we? We had 55 minutes, y'all. So y'all got like 5 minutes for Chelsea left. Okay. All right. So they want to know, she want to know, would you date a non-black dude when you're back on the market?
No.
Okay. Listen, I'm not personally, I love my black men, but I ain't here to tell nobody who they should date, child. I used to do that, but I don't do that no more. I let people do what they need to do. Let's see. People who are cosplay. She said any niche. Hit her up. Glitter. Anybody else? I did see some other questions saying, do you have to be a YouTuber? It's $100. Hit her up. You know, if you
don't have
at
to be
the
a
website.
YouTuber.
Yeah, you know, she just said you don't have to be a YouTuber, just to find out the information, to learn some stuff. Hit her up. We put the link in the description, I believe. Thank you so much, Jada. Let me see if we got any more questions. Yeah, you're good by yourself. And not even by yourself, because that sounds like a lonely bitch shit. And I ain't about being a lonely bitch. However, I am still about you always find somebody who love you more than you love him. Who gonna do for you and don't ask you for shit. If a man asks you for money, it's a red flag. It's a red flag. I don't care if he's a billionaire, go tell him to ask his daddy for $1 million. Don't ask me. All right. So I think hold on. I just want to go through and see if anybody has any excellent questions. Okay. Well, no, I don't think so. All right, Chelsea, I think we're okay. She said, somebody said I had an issue on Facebook once. They changed the algorithms. That post, no one would see it.
No, it's not about the engagement on Facebook. What I'm saying is establish your brand on Facebook. So like I said, I made an example where people come and they want to be monetized on a girl. I just found out Facebook was paying me. I didn't even know. I checked my bank account and I saw something for $20. I'm like, is Facebook charging me? And I found out that they were paying me based on my content that was being transferred from, because you know how you can link it. My content that was being transferred from Instagram onto Facebook. So what I'm saying is it's not about the algorithm or the engagement. It's having a properly set up page. Like you're saying you have a fan page.
Work in conjunction.
Yes. So is your fan page reflecting your niche? For a long time, my fan page said I used to sell lashes and hair. So my fan page was a beauty shop, a beauty store. Facebook is not going to monetize. Instagram and Facebook are not going to monetize that because you're already selling products on their platform. So I have to go in and change it and put myself not as a public figure, which a lot of people do, not even as an author, because I did have myself listed as an author, which is true. However, I had to change it and I had to put digital creator, not blogger.
I have digital creator, but I changed it. So you say I should put it back?
Digital creator, because digital creator is what they're calling people. Because people say influencing or brand ambassador, and what that is telling Facebook is that your post already paid for. So whether or not we pay you, you're going to post.
You're going
and
to
that's
post.
Not what you want. I mean, that's what's going to happen, but that's not what you want. So you want to put that you are a digital creator, because that tells Instagram, okay, this is a person who wants to entertain our audience.
Okay.
They don't want to sell anything. They want to be entertaining. They're a digital creator. So now I'm going to give her the bonuses to go live and talk about whatever she wants to talk about for an hour. I'm going to give her the bonuses to do reels and all this other stuff, because they're assuming you're going to entertain people.
Okay.
So when I say make sure you have an established niche on Facebook, that's where we would have a conversation to be truthful as to what you're looking for. Are you just looking for extra income from these platforms? Are you looking for extra income from brands? Or are you looking to build your own business or your own brand to sell not out of, what's the word I'm looking for, to sell outside of the platform?
Yeah.
So that's a conversation that we would be having.
Okay. All right. Dope. So, all right, guys, we're at an hour, so y'all know we about to time this down. But somebody did say, okay, listen, we're talking about the $200 a day budget. Chelsea costs the $100. There you go. You're welcome. Gaming channels, of course, but gaming channels are hard. But
now
you can
you're
help them
on
to
a platform like Twitch. Like I have a collaboration coming up with one of my friends. She's big on Twitch, and she sucks at games, and she's making over $4,000 a month losing games on Twitch.
losing game.
So
Well, we stream on Twitch, but yeah, I don't play games though. I don't play video games. But we'll talk about that during my consultation.
Definitely.
One more question from Jada. We got to give it to Jada, and then we're done, guys. Jada said, "What would you suggest to people who took a break from YouTube a year and come back trying? Hold on. Come back trying to regain the subscribers' activities on their channel when it comes to likes, views, and etc." That's a great question. Shoot, it don't even have to be a year, girl. You take a break for like 2 weeks, and these people act like you don't exist.
Definitely. So what I would recommend for you to do, and it's a little steez, it's a little trick. Go back into your old content, like your old videos, depending on your niche. Chop them up into smaller clips. Like say if you're doing a cooking show, you have a cooking channel. Say you made a 45-minute video on how to make macaroni and cheese. Cut the video up to be under 10 minutes. And just do like step 1, step 2, step 3, and don't do the talking. Just edit the videos up. Change the tags. Change all of the. Don't use the same hashtags that you use in the original video. Use a different tag. Use a different title, and upload all the old content. Don't take anything down. Upload all of the old content, but in shorter segments, and have it set up for like 2 to 3 videos a week for like a month straight. And during that month, record new content. Don't post it yet until your engagement and your algorithm comes back up. But cut up old videos, make them short, 10 minutes or less, and post them on your YouTube channel. What's gonna happen is that the same people that viewed the original video will most likely see it, but then YouTube is going to take it as a brand new video. And once you put the hashtag, it's going to come off as a brand new video. Because as a content creator on YouTube, it is very exhausting. It's like you're doing a class project.
Exhausting. It is every day. I do this every day. I'm tired.
It's like a class project. So when you chop up old videos, what you're doing is you're buying time for you to take the time to make good quality content, and you're re-engaging old and new audiences back into the algorithm. Because if you took a year off, or like you said, 2-3 weeks, your shit is gonna suck. So you don't want to waste time putting out brand new content and then it sucks. So do yourself a favor, chop up old content, make it as short as possible, re-upload it for a month straight, and then once it starts to jump kick, that following month, then start putting out new content.
Awesome. Okay, Chelsea. So we're about to be out of here. Is there any last minute thing you want to say? I don't have any last minute questions. I'm gonna leave it for you.
So I know we was planning this, Jovi, for a couple weeks, and I appreciate your stance on things and your honesty, and your like, I've been a fan of yours, I think, for like a year now. So definitely, I'm glad I took the time to talk to you, and hopefully you already have a platform that reaches out to younger women to try to teach them, ways to go. And I hope that this moment of, I guess, vulnerability is
Yes.
what a lot of people needed to gain clarity about whatever situation, but also
Mhm.
just maybe identify with something that I'm going through to maybe look in their situation to try to figure things out to them. So I just want to thank you for lending your platform.
Of course, of course. And thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate your honesty about everything, really. I appreciate your honesty and just being willing to just be an open book and learning from this situation. Too many times I think sometimes things happen and we just hit our head against the wall and continue and act like there's no lessons to learn. So I'm
Mhm.
just happy that you were able to see them lessons for yourself before we had to come over here and,
I kept telling y'all I saw it, but y'all wanted me to come online and tell you shit. Give me a damn minute to process it privately before I needed to come out and say, like,
Okay. Well, shit, Jada gonna ask one more question. Let's answer it and then we out of here. Jada said that the background matters. That's what she said. Basically,
yeah,
that's what she said. Does your background matter, or can you just sit there with your phone and talk? I personally think it's a combination of all three. You have to have good content, things got to look nice, and the sound got to be good.
yeah, and that's kind of also when you're talking about like branding, brands have to be able to see that they can brand with you. And sometimes when you have too much going on in the background, or it looks a mess, or it's not aesthetically pleasing, it's hard for brands to see how we could sell. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you know, the reason why being an influencer or being a YouTuber is so an inspiring job is because companies don't want to spend $150,000 for a marketing rollout for a billboard or a magazine.
Yeah. Not no more.
They want to spend a couple hundred, a couple thousand on a bunch of creators
Yeah.
who are gonna do the production, who are gonna do the photos and the videos and things like that. They're getting a deal. They're getting
They're
a
getting a deal. They're getting a
yeah,
deal. When I went to school for marketing, oh baby.
yeah, they're looking for hair and makeup and photographers and studio times. Like they'll spend $10,000 just to record something when they can give you 3,000 and you'll do it all
I
from
do
your
the
phone.
whole, yep, I do the whole
So
thing for
the
you.
background, depending on what you're looking for, may or may not matter, but always in the back of your head, you should think, I want something that looks aesthetically pleasing. So if somebody does see it, they can see their brand aligned with mine.
Okay. Awesome. All right, Chelsea. That's it. That's no more questions. Jada, cut it out before you get blocked. All right. She ain't gonna get blocked. So, Chelsea, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you so much. And any other time you want to jump up on here, girl, just hit me. You can come on here anytime you want.
Thank you. Thank you. So
All
thank you
right.
for having me.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So, whew, I hope you all I hope you all enjoyed the interview. Child, did not. I forgot I had to put them headphones on my hat. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the interview. Okay, got a lot of information. I hope y'all learned about some things about social media. Right? She is so damn talented. Right? Oh my God. Some things about social media. Some things about relationships. These daggone millennials, and hopefully people are able to take take some lessons from this. We're not all perfect. We've all been in these effed up situations. If not us, our children, it freaking happens, right? The best thing I always say is to learn these lessons, right? To always learn and hopefully learn from other people so we don't have to go through it, right? So, but nonetheless, it is 5 and change, and I'm starving, okay? And low key have a date, okay? So I kind of gotta go. I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow at noon. And as always, I hope you live your life like it's golden because there's no other way to live it, okay? And now I'm curious to know if my back is aesthetically pleasing. I think so. fashion degree to work, boy.